You're Muslim?
Yes, I am. Alhamdulillah. It's great to speak to you both. I'm a huge fan. I really like your program, and I appreciate that. You have this intellectual honesty. Just kind of wondering what it is that you had in mind for this discussion.
Yeah, well, there's a few reasons why me and my wife that we reject Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this is a broad topic, but just to be quite simple, the concept of Allah, the concept of God in Islam,
Mm-hmm.
we don't really see it as sufficient necessarily for him to be God.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all right, what you got, sweetheart?
So sorry, go ahead.
Well, in Sahih Muslim 2749, it says, "By him in whose hand is my life, if you were not to commit sin, Allah would sweep you out of existence, and he would replace you by those who would commit sin and seek forgiveness from Allah, and he would have pardoned them."
Okay.
So our issue here is, why would God prefer for humanity to sin and sweep out of existence those who submitted to him fully without rebellion?
It's a great question. In Islam, we believe that one of the primary purposes that Allah Azza wa Jal created us is to worship and glorify him. And one of the things that brings us close to God or closer to God is kind of having this conception of what it is that he wants from us and then trying to fulfill that. So we say in Arabic that al-iman, faith, is تصديق بالقلب, so belief in the heart, قول باللسان, speech with the tongue, وعمل بالأركان, and action with our physical bodies. So those are kind of the three components that make up faith. If we were not to sin, so let's say that all of our actions and all of our speech are entirely in line with God, then there's not really a way for us to grow spiritually. There's not really a way for us to become better. Like part of the notion that we have about our creation and Allah Azza wa Jal is he didn't create us to be like the angels, without sin, never committing evil. He rather created us with free will. He created us in his own image, in that we're also creators. So we, just as Allah Azza wa Jal, he created the heavens and the earth and everything within them, in our limited scope of existence.
You said something really interesting. You said that without sinning, there's no way for you to grow. Would you say that if you have temptation to sin and you don't sin, does that grow your character?
Well, I mean, yeah, it does, for sure. Resisting our physical desires, resisting our intellectual desires, whatever it is, definitely demonstrates that we're committed to Allah Azza wa Jal. We're committed in being in line with the plan and following God's structure.
Right. You guys believe that's what it means to be a Muslim, right? That's the definition of being a Muslim, is to submit to Allah.
Well, I mean, linguistically, that's what the word means. Mm-hmm. It does encompass more than that, though.
Of course.
Obviously, there's specific ideological
I love Barat. I like him.
Thank you, man. Good. I really like you too.
Okay, so here's our issue. If the main goal of being a Muslim is to submit to Allah, and you can grow by resisting temptation, being in this fallen world and staying true to the path you're supposed to be on. There's different trials and tribulations that come through with that through this life, but you stay on the straight path. You submit to Allah. Why would he then destroy you for that, for not making any mistakes?
That's tough.
Yeah, so it's a great question. I think that part of Allah Azza wa Jal's plan for us is to create the things that we have created. So as these kind of secondary creators that exist in this world. We've made so much art, we've made so much music, all these feats of engineering that even though they are it is the creation of God because he created us and then we created it, it kind of has this compounded value. So we are making the world better. We're making the universe better. We're making Allah's creation better. And I think that if we were just these mindless drones that just went about things completely faithfully to the plan, like the blueprints, then that value is lost. Like we have to think about it. We are these tiny beings that exist on this tiny rock in this massive universe. And I think I'm not of the belief that, we're only going to exist for another 50 years or 100 years and then the world is going to end. I think we have millions and millions of years to go and a lot of things to do in this universe. So that's kind of my view on our place in the universe. And I think
I understand that, and I see a lot of what you're saying, and I appreciate it. Our problem is that Allah created human beings, and you're saying that he created them with free will, which is debatable, but I want to stay on this topic. You're saying that he created them with free will. So you have the choice to sin or not to sin. And yet if you made the choice not to, Allah would destroy you. That is a problem to us. So that is a direct contradiction to the nature of a holy and righteous God who should want us to submit to him and reward us when we submit to him. Instead, we have Allah who would literally sweep you from existence if you didn't. Let me ask you this. In the story of the flood, with Noah and the flood, why did Allah send the flood? Why did God send the flood?
So I think it was like a part of, regenerating the earth. So we had strayed from the plan of Allah Azza wa Jal. Things were going badly. And he wanted basically to reset or cleanse the earth of a lot of the sin.
Do you see the problem here? So he swept everyone out of existence for sinning. In the story of the flood, everyone was sinning, so he wiped them all out. And then we have this: by him in whose hand is my life, if you were not to commit sin, Allah would sweep you out of existence. Do you see the problem here?
Not really. I think what the hadith, what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was saying is that there is value in repentance. Repenting from our sin is it gives us more value than having never sinned and never repented.
What?
So that's what it is basically.
More value in repentance than being holy, being righteous.
It's not being holy, but so for example,
would you agree that not sinning is holy, being holy?
No. I think not sinning is, it doesn't make you holy to not sin.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What
is holy? What is holy?
So here's the thing, right? When we're judged on the day of judgment, what's being judged here is our good deeds and our bad deeds. We want to have a positive net value. So just not sinning, that still leaves you at zero. You actually need the good deeds and the good works in order to have net value. Not sinning.
I got a definition. Sorry, I got a definition of holy here. It says exalted or worthy of complete devotion as one perfect in goodness and righteousness. Another definition would be devoted entirely to the deity or the work of the deity.
Okay.
Right?
What definition is that? Is that a dictionary definition or a church definition?
This is a Merriam-Webster's dictionary. So the first one was exalted or worthy of complete devotion as one perfect in goodness and righteousness. Another definition it gave was devoted entirely to the deity of the work or the work of the deity. So
Okay.
holiness entails goodness, righteousness. And wouldn't you agree that not sinning would be good and righteous?
Well, not sinning is so it doesn't give you any negative value. You're not losing points when you don't sin, but you're not gaining any points either. You're still
I
at
have
your
an
default
issue
state.
with that. I have an issue with that because what is sin?
It depends obviously on what paradigm we're looking at it through, but from the Islamic paradigm, sin is disobedience
Right.
to Allah's command. So Allah Azza wa Jalla says, don't eat pork, but then I have a bacon cheeseburger. That's sin right there. I know that God planned this, but I'm choosing a different path anyway. So I'm
So if
putting
someone
my
offers
desires
you,
above Allah.
so if someone offers you a bacon cheeseburger right now and you say, no, thanks, I'm a Muslim, I submit to Allah, and I refuse to disobey him in this matter. You're saying that that's a net negative? You
No,
don't get any
no,
points
it's
with
zero.
God for obeying him right there?
It's not net negative. I'm not getting any negative points. I would get negative points if I ate that bacon cheeseburger.
Would
And
you
you don't get positive
abstaining?
points for not eating the burger?
No, I mean, I'm not doing any. I'm not doing any. I'm not doing anything.
You
right?
are.
I'm just
You're.
not eating something.
Isn't it? I'm just.
You're
So I'm
resisting
lost.
temptation.
Like, wouldn't resisting sin be counted as a good deed? Every time you resist sin, is that not a good deed added to you?
No. So that's like the base minimum, right?
Right. What's a okay? So this is interesting. So not sinning it really means nothing in Islam. When you don't sin, when you act accordingly to what Allah has told you, when you submit to Allah with full submission perfectly, whenever you do that, it means nothing.
No points.
Yeah.
No full points.
I mean, so if you're just is it a good thing if you don't murder, Avery? Like, should I be saying, Avery, you're such a good man, you have not murdered anyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
how about this, Barat? How about if someone comes and steal, let's say they stole from me, or wronged me, and instead of like reacting in murder, I don't kill the person. I'm saying I might go off on them or something like that, but I don't kill the person.
Okay.
Wouldn't that show restraint and that I have my Lord in my view, and that it's because of who I submit to that guides my actions and my self-control?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's definitely better than murdering him, right? Because murdering him, then you're sinning and you're disobedient. So it's like comparing 0 to -5. Is 0 more than -5? Yeah, it sure is. But that doesn't mean that it's like we should be praising people for not being murderers and rapists.
I think
that's normal. It's normal not to rape and murder.
No, bro. So like that's like, for example, I do this all the time. And there's a lot of times where I get into conversations where the person I'm talking to begins to insult me. And a lot of times, not all, but a lot of times I don't insult back. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that is showing one, self-control. It's showing a better attitude and rapport that I have. And because I serve my God, I want to represent my God and how he teaches me how to treat people, even those who revile me. So these are good character traits that I display, that I show. These are fruits that I'm bearing.
Fruits of the spirit.
Yeah. So it's not just a nothing. This is me bearing fruit. Like, you insult me, I'm not going to insult you back. That's me bearing. That's a fruit that I'm bearing. It's not a nothing. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, I really don't. I do see what you're saying, in that you're saying that somebody who does not sin is better than somebody who sins, which is obviously true, right?
Yeah.
So somebody who's not doing these bad things is better than somebody who does the bad things, right? That's very clear to me, and I'm not arguing that at all, right?
Okay.
If you don't do any sin, okay, so let's go with you and say that if you simply don't sin, you're at 0. You're not negative, but you're not positive. If you're at 0, should you be destroyed?
Yeah, I mean, 0 is of no value.
Oh, okay.
What? Wait, you're saying you should be destroyed?
Yeah, he said
Yeah, if you haven't done anything good.
He's very consistent. I can't even be mad.
Wait, Barat, hold on, man. Hold on. You telling me, Barat, you're telling me I do my 5 dailies. I do the high.
Wait, you do your 5 daily prayers?
Yeah. We call it 5 days
for that.
Huh?
You get points for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because that's me actively doing something.
Yeah, you're actually.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's what
So you
you
have
were
to
told,
take
right?
action in order to get like the positive, right?
Would it be a sin if I didn't?
If you didn't pray,
Yeah.
you're gonna fall into sin. Yeah, for sure.
Not if I'm gonna fall into sin as a result of not praying, but is not praying an act of sin?
Not praying in and of itself, like I don't think that Allah Azza wa Jalla is gonna, subtract points from you on the day. Like when our scales are being weighed, right? I don't think that Allah Azza wa Jalla is gonna give us bad deeds for not doing the good things, right?
So not doing the daily
right now,
prayers because these are commanded to you for you.
Yeah.
You're commanded to do these daily prayers.
Yeah, you are commanded, but that command is for us. That not like in Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, he says, "La khayra fi salatin, la tanha an al-fahsha'i wal munkar." So there is no goodness in a prayer that doesn't prevent you from committing sin and atrocity.
So praying is also 0 points.
So when we pray, prayer is really for us in order to keep us on that straight path.
Okay.
But staying on the straight path, no points.
Yeah, if I stay on the straight path, if I'm on the straight path and I'm staying on the straight path, no points.
I mean, if you're just standing there and you're not actually walking on the path.
Yeah, I'm walking on the path. I'm doing my prayers. I'm giving zakat.
Doing the prayers gives you points.
Right. So if I'm on the straight path,
yeah,
I'm doing everything that I'm told to do.
Then you are going to be rewarded with paradise. You are going to have a blissful eternal existence.
Right, watch this.
In the sight of God.
So watch this. I'm doing everything that Allah commands me to do, and I never fail. I never sin. Should I be destroyed?
If you're doing what Allah Azza wa Jal commands you to do, then you are going to, like I said, you're going to get good points for that. You're going to go to heaven. You're going to have a blissful eternal existence.
Okay. So when this says that if I do not commit sin, Allah's going to sweep me from existence. So if I am on the straight path, doing everything Allah tells me to do without fail, Allah's going to sweep me out of existence for staying on the straight path because I didn't fail.
So I think the assumption here is that we're not doing anything good. Like, so in order to not sin, you're basically not going to be doing anything.
No, that's not true. You're going to be going against the commands of Allah.
Did Jesus do anything?
I mean, Jesus did quite a bit. He's one of the most influential people that have ever existed. So,
did he sin?
I mean, arguably, yeah. You could say that he sinned. It's not really.
Could you say it as a Muslim?
So the knowledge that we have about Jesus, like I don't think that the Jesus of the Bible is Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam. Just to be clear,
that's very true.
Okay, so I think Jesus in the Bible is something different than a prophet of God. Like the stories don't really line up, so I don't draw the same line. Like we believe that Isa alayhi salam is the Messiah and a messenger of God and a prophet. I can't say the same about the biblical Jesus. Now, that might be because the story's kind of been distorted, or it's not a faithful retelling, or it might be just somebody else. Wait.
You're saying that Isa fits the criteria of being Messiah and prophet and messenger, but maybe not Jesus of the Bible? That's what you're saying?
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, somebody claiming to be God obviously is not going to be a messenger of God.
Okay. That's not true, but It's okay. Well,
yeah, I was gonna say, are we gonna go there? Let's focus on whether or not he sinned Islamically, though.
Yeah, I mean, we simply don't know. I don't believe that Isa alayhi salam ever committed any major sins. Now, the retelling that we have,
any sins at all, brother? Any sins at all?
Okay, so just to be clear, are we talking about biblical Jesus, or are we talking about
Isa bin
Islam.
Maryam? Isa bin Maryam. Has he ever committed
Isa
any
ibn
type of
Maryam?
sin?
I mean, he was definitely net positive. Good guy, great guy, one of the best.
So never sinned.
I wouldn't go that far. I think part of human nature is to sin. We say things in anger. You know, we do that. Like it's part of being human is to make like.
So
I
you're
think
saying
having
because
free will
because
entails that we're gonna sin a little bit.
all right, so you're saying that so Isa, even though if it wasn't recorded, you're saying by virtue of him being human, he sinned sometime in his life.
Yeah, like I can't point to a specific action that Isa ibn Maryam alayhi salam made and say this is a sin.
Yeah.
But I mean, like for example, there's things that we have to do as people in order to like reach the highest levels that we can, and some of those things, it's not clear that Isa did them.
All right,
Was
so
Isa
just the last
pure?
time, because that's not getting like we're gonna move on pretty soon.
I agree.
So when you have the hadith that says, "By him in whose hand is my life," if you were not to commit sin,
yeah,
Allah would sweep you out of existence, replace you with people who would sin and ask forgiveness, and He'll forgive them.
Yeah.
So Allah would prefer for you to sin rather than not to sin. To sin and need forgiveness rather than not to sin and be perfect.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the conclusion of the matter is that Allah loves to see people sin so they can beg Him for forgiveness rather than see people live sinless lives. To me, that sounds like He is quite in line with Satan himself, wanting all humans to be sinful. That definitely cannot be the righteous God we know. I hope you enjoyed this one. Kindly subscribe to our channel and like this video to keep us going. Remain blessed.